Alright everybody, it's the meta versus the anti-meta. As a bonus, we're playing against a mysterious trainer whose identity will be revealed midway through the video, so stay tuned. Going into round 1, I open Skarmory. My opponent opens Hitmonchan. We know how the Medicham showdown goes, but we don't know how it goes with Hitmonchan. So he fires off a power-up punch. I fire off a Sky Attack here. He's going to shield that Sky Attack, very smart on him. I check my switch tray, and I don't think I have a better option, so I keep Skarmory in the battle. He fires off another power-up punch, and then he bails into Magneton. Now, as you can tell, that's a Thundershock Legacy Magneton. He takes down Skarmory, not before I get off a Sky Attack, and then I bring in Defense Deoxys. He hits me with a big Zap Cannon. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting Discharge or Magnet Bomb, and it was neither. Zap Cannon just about drains Defense Deoxys, and I'm going to fire off a Thunderbolt here against Gloom. Gloom is another curious pick, but if you check PV Poke, it actually is one of the Pokemon that beats Defense Deoxys one-on-one. I bring in Lanoon here, and I'm going to shield this attack, which is Sludge Bomb. I'm going to fire off a Dig to try to take down this Gloom, and we do some good damage, and a few more Shadow Claws do the trick, but I'm very low. My opponent brings in his final Pokemon, which is Hitmonchan. Going into round 2, I open Gallade. He opens Shiny Drifblim. So Gallade's going to throw some confusions, and that's going to do good damage against the ghost typing of Drifblim, but Drifblim also has Hex. Going to flip the Wi-Fi off there. I make a switch into Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is dark and poison, so I think this is a favorable matchup for me. I'm not going to shield whatever comes my way, and it is Ominous Wind. He brings in Magneton, though. I'm going to fire off a Dark Pulse to try to get some damage on Magneton, but he shields. I know that Magnet Bomb is on the way, and it's going to wreck this Alolan Muck, so I let it fall. I do have a counter user here, which is going to be my best choice against Magneton, so it is Defense Deoxys. I'm going to shield this time, expecting the Zap Cannon, but instead it is Magnet Bomb. A few more counters, and another Magnet Bomb comes our way. Couple more counters and Magneton goes down. I've got a Rock Slide and Thunderbolt ready to go. He decides to bring in Claydol. I fire off the Rock Slide here. I make a fast switch into Glade and I fire off the Leaf Blade. I think I'm being smart. He shields, but he switches out and goes right back into that Drifblim. Ominous Wind takes down our Glade, and now it's just Defense Deoxys against 2 of his Pokemon, and one more Ominous Wind does us in. Going into round 3, I open Alolan Muck. He opens Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales is Ice and Fairy type. He's going to be throwing those Powder Snows, but it doesn't do too much damage. And Ice Beam is going to hurt pretty badly, but I'm going to return fire with a Dark Pulse. He decides to shield. A few more Powder Snows here, and I bring in Skarmory. Probably not the best switch, but I think it's better than what Alolan Muck had going on, so I use a few more Air Slashes here. He goes into Drifblim. Drifblim fires off an Ominous Wind, not a big deal, but he does get the boost. I fire off a Sky Attack here. I have to get rid of this Drifblim, but it's so tanky, especially after the boost. He decides to shield the second Sky Attack. I'm trying to get to a third one, but I can't quite get there, and I let Skarmory fall. I'm going to go back in with Alolan Muck. He has a charge attack ready. It's going to take down my Alolan Muck, and I go back in with Azumarill. This Drifblim is just running through our team. I'm going to fire off an Ice Beam here to try to get it out of the way. We finally do, but it is Azumarill with 1 shield versus his entire team. Let's see how it goes. I Ice Beam the Gloom here, super effective damage, but those Razor Leafs are just too strong, and Azumarill falls. This time I open with Lanoon. He opens with Claydol. So those Shadow Claws are going to do good damage against Claydol's Psychic typing, and I have the Grass Knot as well for the ground typing. He decides to shield that and make a switch into Gloom. I have a good counter, though, in Skarmory. I overfarm a little bit. I probably got a little too overzealous there, but I know I can tank whatever comes my way, so I'm just going to farm down this Gloom. I've got Flash Cannon and Sky Attack ready with about a third of my health. He brings in Claydol. I fire off a Sky Attack here. He lets it through, and I go for another, but he has a charge move as well, and it is Gyro Ball. Skarmory is so tanky, though. It takes that Gyro Ball, and I'm able to get another Sky Attack, and Claydol falls. I've got 3 Pokemon and 2 shields. I'm feeling very confident. He decides to bring in Magneton. I know Magneton's going to fry my Skarmory, and luckily the health isn't too high because he can't. That means he can't farm it down. I have a counter user in Defense Deoxys and 2 shields. I like my odds. I bring in Lanoon here just to be safe. I'm going to shield this Magnet Bomb and fire off try to get to a dig, but he gets off another Magnet Bomb. So I'm going to fire off the Grass Knot for shield bait, and we get the shield. I go here for another Grass Knot to try to finish off this Magneton, and we do. Going into the next round, I open Azumarill, he opens Hitmonchan. I know Hitmonchan has access to elemental punches, specifically Ice Punch and Thunder Punch, so I'm on the lookout for that. He brings out that Power Up Punch to try to get a little juice behind that Hitmonchan, and I fire off a Play Rough. He knows that would be a one-hit KO, so he does decide to shield. He fires off another Power Up Punch there, and he is ramping up. One more Play Rough, and he decides to shield it. He's going to fire off a Charge Attack. I'm expecting Thunder Punch, so I shield, but it's another Power Up Punch. This Hitmonchan is nasty. He has Magneton. I bring in Defense Deoxys, and those counters are doing good work. I decide to shield this Magnet Bomb, again expecting the Zap Cannon. He gets another Magnet Bomb yet again, but a few more counters take it down. Both of us have our shields down. He is waiting down that switch clock. In comes Alolan Ninetales. I fire off the Thunderbolt, and I'm able to get to Rock Slide here, but not before he gets to his move, which is Psyshock. Defense Deoxys is a Psychic type, so it's not a huge deal, but that Rock Slide does the trick. This Hitmonchan has 3 Power-Up Punches in, so I bring in Azumarill to absorb this 4th Power-Up Punch, and it's coming right down to the wire. I have Ninetales here. Here comes Power-Up Punch number 5, and Ninetales almost goes down, but we eke out a victory. And now for the trainer reveal, we are battling Call Me Jake, famous YouTuber. Check his link in the description. Please give him a like, comment, subscribe. He's a great guy. He makes great, outstanding content. I open Azumarill, he opens Magneton. I go in here with the Alolan Marowak. I know that these Bone Clubs are ground type attacks. They're going to do good damage against Magneton, but he brings in Claydol here. Claydol is a Psychic and Ground, and Marowak is a Ghost and Fire. So he uses an Earth Power. He does not get the boost. I go for the Shield Bait here with the Bone Club, and Alolan Marowak is just so tanky. I'm able to get to the Shadow Ball here, and we nuke that Claydol. He decides to bring in Gloom. I make a fast switch out of Alolan Marowak into Skarmory, and he brings out Magneton. He's trapped me, and he knows it. He's going to fire off these Magnet Bombs. I'm going to try to get to a Flash Cannon, but that Legacy Magneton is just so fast. Again, he gets to a 3rd Magnet Bomb. My Skarmory falls, and I decide to go back in with the Alolan Marowak, and I'm able to quickly charge up that Bone Club, and we do massive damage to that Magneton. In comes Gloom. I have an Azumarill, which is Water and Fairy typing, and he has a Gloom. He does have those Razor Leafs, but I think this one's going to play out a little bit differently than it did previously. I bubble it down to get it within range. One more Razor Leaf probably would have killed me, but I'm able to get to the Ice Beam, and we take the match. Going into the next round, I open Azumarill, or excuse me, I open Skarmory. He opens Drifblim. Both are flying types. Both are extremely bulky. Let's see how this goes. He fires off a Shadow Ball. I was not expecting that. I was expecting the Ominous Wind, and that Shadow Ball did good damage. I'm going to shield this next attack, which is Ominous Wind. Luckily, he did not get the boost. He bails into Magneton, and I'm going to smack down that Magneton with Toxicroak, but not before he gets off the Magnet Bomb. Toxicroak is really weak, but I think I can get off one charge move if I over-tap this Sludge Bomb here, and we do. Sludge Bomb does decent damage against Drifblim, and I've got it really low. I bring in the Skarmory here. I have so much energy, I have to keep it, so I burn my last shield on Skarmory. I fire off a Flash Cannon here against Hitmonchan. I think maybe I should have slowed down and just gone for the double Sky attack, but I was not sure what he was bringing in, and I wanted to get off the best attack I could. In comes Azumarill. We know how this matchup is going to go. With no shields, Play Rough is going to decimate this Hitmonchan, and we take the game. Going to the next match, I open Lanoon. He opens Alolan Ninetales. These Shadow Claws aren't going to do a huge amount of damage. I go for the switch into a Ninetales of my own. This was right when Rainbow Cup was still going on, and I really loved using Ninetales. Its versatility with the Solar Beam and the Psyshock is just so good. I'm going to fire for Psyshock against Drifblim. We do good damage against it. I get to another one, but he gets to his move first. I'm going to shield this because I have so much energy. I need to fire off another Psyshock to take that second shield, or that first shield, excuse me, and we do. Ninetales has done a great job, so I let it fall. Now I'm going to bring in my Linoon. Those Shadow Claws are going to do good damage against the ghost typing of Drifblim, and we have energy ready for whatever comes in, which is Alolan Ninetales. He decides to shield that Grass Knot, so we are both out of shields after I use my second one there. A few more Shadow Claws to farm, and I get a Grass Knot here to take down that Alolan Ninetales. In comes Magneton. I know the dig is key, but he gets to the Magnet Bomb first. It hurts really bad, but I'm able to just barely get to the dig. Super effective damage, takes down Magneton. Going to the next round, I open Defense Deoxys. He opens Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales is a fairy typing. It does have access to Dazzling Gleam, so I need to be careful of that, but those Rock Slides are going to do serious damage. Ice Beam doesn't hurt as bad. A few more counters here. I try to farm it down. I get too greedy, so I have to burn a shield here to protect my Deoxys. I am ready to go. He brings in Drifblim here. These Rock Slides I know are going to do good damage against that flying type. He shields the first one. I almost am able to get to a second one, but I have to let Deoxys fall here. I have a Skarmory and a Alolan Marowak. I decide to go in with Skarmory. I realize there's a lot of lag throughout these matches, but they were just practice, just for fun. So we're just having a good time out here. I fire off a Sky Attack here against Drifblim, and we do good damage against it. We are neck and neck. I decide to burn my shield here to protect Skarmory, and in comes Hitmonchan. I think he got the boost there. I'm going to bring out a hard wall to fighting, which is Alolan Marowak. Fire off a few more hexes here. I know I can take the power punches, no problem at all. Alolan Marowak is the hardest wall to, if not all of the fighters, then the majority of the fighting types. So if you're looking for a good fighting counter for Medicham or Hitmonchan or Lucario or Toxicroak, Alolan Marowak might be your guy. I have a little bit of energy here. He decides to bring back in Drifblim. It has that boost, so the Hex takes us down, and Jake takes that match. I open Alolan Marowak. He opens Hitmonchan. He knows this is not good for him. He's going to try to get off that power-up punch and ramp up a little bit of momentum before he bails out, but I get the Bone Club as well. Fire off the Bone Club does not do much damage to that Hitmonchan. I went a little bit off meta here, as you'll see. I actually brought a Bronzong with me. We switch at the same time, Claydol and Bronzong. You might remember this matchup from, I believe it was Nightmare Cup. He fires off the Earth Power, and that wrecks my Bronzong, but I have a Flash Cannon ready. And we are just trading blows here, just Psychic Titans going at it. I'm actually able to take down that Claydol. I have just barely a little bit of HP left. One confusion maybe on the Hitmonchan. And I have two really solid counters here. He has a few power punches in, so I like to go with Skarmory here. I'm going to shield and protect my Skarmory from that third power punch. And we almost get it down, but it gets to another power punch, so we have to burn our last shield. He is up 2 shields, but only has 1 Pokemon, and it is Magneton. I know Skarmory needs to try to burn these shields and get some chip damage because Alolan Marowak's Bone Clubs are key. However, he has 2 shields, and this is not looking good for us. I get off the second Bone Club here, and it's a race to the final charge move. He's going to fire off the big Zap Cannon and fry our Alolan Marowak to take the game. In the next round, I open Linoon. He opens Drifblim. Again, here with the Shadow Claws, we're going to do good damage. Linoon is a normal type, so it's not going to take very effective damage from that Ghost type Hex attack at all. In comes Magneton. I'm going to bring in my Alolan Marowak. He fires off a Zap Cannon. He gets the Zap Cannon so fast with that Thundershock Magneton. You really need to watch out for that. I fire off a Bone Club, and he decides to shield. He's going to come out with another charge attack. I didn't think it was going to be a Zap Cannon, so I actually don't shield that time, and the second Bone Club takes him down. He decides to bring in Drifblim again. I'm going to try to get to the Shadow Ball, but we get so close, but he's able to take us out with an ominous win. I didn't sacrifice my shield on Alolan Marowak because I have 2 good counters here, the Ice typing of Alolan Sandslash and the Ghost typing Shadow Claw from Linoon here. I fire off a Grass Knot, and we're trying to take down this Gloom. but we run into some pretty massive lag. Three hours later. I bring in a Lowland Sandslash here. We fire off a couple of Powder Snows. He uses a Petal Blizzard. It lags, so he fires it twice. He brings in the Drift Limb here. I'm going to shield up this attack. And he gets a boost. That's okay, though. Another Ominous Wind actually takes us down. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Jake, so much for the battles. Can't wait to battle you more. Please like, comment, and subscribe. More videos coming soon. Thanks.